Welcome to today's WorkWell Command Center video tutorial. I'm Bob. I'm from WorkWell Software, and I'll be presenting a Getting Started tutorial to help you to get familiar with the WorkWell Command Center. Thanks for joining me. Now let's get started. Some of the topics that we'll cover in this tutorial are instructions on how to open the Command Center within your browser. We'll show you how to log in. We'll show you some of the navigation icons for page-to-page navigation. Also the banner pull-downs, an overview of the built-in help system, and then we'll quickly walk through some of the pages like the dashboard, the tables, calendar, charts, and so forth, and then we'll show you how to log out. Some basics to begin. You're probably aware that WorkWell is a cloud-based system. It runs in your browser. Most of the popular current browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Edge are all supported. WorkWell does not exist beforehand on your computer. When you log in on your browser, the necessary portions of it are downloaded as needed from Google-based servers. Also, the data that's needed is also downloaded from Google-based databases. To open the Command Center, you go up to the address bar in your browser, open a new tab for it, and enter app.workwellsoftware.com. Do not use www. If you do that, we'll bring up our website. So use app and not www. It will typically load within a few seconds, certainly within about 10 seconds, and you'll be alive within. After WorkWell finishes loading, you're presented with a login page so that you can sign in. This requires login credentials, a login ID and a password. Your login ID is a valid email address, and everybody in your company has a unique login ID. So if you're the administrator or the person that signed up for WorkWell, purchased the WorkWell software to begin with, then you chose a login and a password as part of the registration process. Now, typically, you chose an email address that is your company email address, although it could be a personal email address, any email address that you own. The other users or employees of your company, they tell you, the administrator, what email to register with. And they typically choose a personal email address that they have. All right, so let's log in. Enter the email address and the password, and click the sign in button. So as it's signing in, it validates all the credentials and downloads all of your business information, your jobs, your customers, action items, leads, and so forth, and presents you with the WorkWell Command Center at the page that you were last on. I'm going to go back to the login page for a second. What if you had forgotten your password? You can't call WorkWell and ask us what it is. We don't know. We don't save that information, and that's for security reasons. Only you know your password. So to recover, you click the Forgot Your Password link. This will reset your password and send you an email address to this login email that you entered, and this will allow you to choose a new email password and continue. The WorkWell Command Center is organized into several main pages, which we see here is the dashboard. As I scroll down, you can see the dashboard is comprised of many pieces. To get from page to page, at the very far left here, we have this vertical column of icons. We see the dark blue icon is the dashboard icon. If I click the calendar icon, I get the scheduling application. The person icon brings us to the customer application. This gives you a customer relationship management, a lot of capabilities. Similarly, we have a leads page, jobs page, quote management page, expenses. We have a charting app, so you can track the performance of your business. Mapping, a lot of capabilities in here. For example, just see where all your jobs are for the week. And we have a timeline view that shows you everything that's important in your business, your jobs, your action items, and so forth. So to get from page to page, we use this primarily we use this vertical column of icons at the very left. If you're the system administrator, you also have pages available to you under the pull down at the top, the admin pull down. Here you can manage your staff, define the services that your company provides, set up your company info, your address, your slogan, website information, your logo, and so forth. And you can also track your account status. So you can see what account you have, how much time is left in your plan, how to upgrade your plan. You can see how much you've used, your charge history, and so forth. So basically that's how you get around. Use this vertical column of icons primarily to go page to page. The WorkWell Software Command Center comes with an extensive set of built-in help resources. There are four main types of help resources available. There are page tours, quick links, frequently asked questions, and tooltips. I'll start with a description of the page tours. You'll notice at the top up in the banner, we have this eyeglass icon. Wherever you see an eyeglass icon, that indicates that you can activate a tour for that page. So we click on this, we get this pop-up that walks around the page and gives a brief explanation for what you see. For example, now we're walking through the main icons that you should be familiar with by now that take you to the various pages of the software. So this gives a brief explanation for what each of the icons does. I'll bring you to a particular page, the mapping page, and we'll see its page-specific tour. So if I activated this, it tells me what the mapping view is all about, what the icons at the top are about. It tells me that the route icon displays a best route to travel among all the locations displayed on the map. So we walk through the various icons and it gives an explanation for each. And it gives an explanation for what the selection criteria is about and so forth. The second main built-in help mechanism is this quick links that's available at the very top. If we click this, it opens up a page that has four subsections. We have the add a new, which allows you to quickly, it's a quick mechanism for adding new jobs and customers and so forth. We have charts that are commonly viewed. We have useful tips and a how do I do this type of function. So an easy way to add new jobs is just to click on this job link here. The new job form pops up and allows you to create a new job. In the same way, you can create a new customer, lead, expense, invoice, and so forth. There are interesting charts available, for example, job status. So we can see how many jobs we've had over time, how many are unpaid, how many are late payments, unsent invoices, and so forth. We can look at revenue per worker. So this shows how much revenue over the course of a year has been generated per employee. And we have useful tips. For example, how do I send email to an email list? And what this tells you is how you create an email list and then send an email to each of the customers on that list. So it has an explanation and a screenshot. And under the how do I do this, for example, how do I find jobs and customers for a particular, or jobs and quotes for a particular customer? So we click this, we get an explanation along with an example of how to do it. If I click what do I need to initialize, it gives a list of the things that you need to initialize about your company. The third main way of attaining help is through frequently asked questions. And this is the most common. It's available everywhere throughout the software. So if I go to the scheduling app, for example, I see this question mark. Wherever you see a question mark, if we click on that, it will activate a frequently asked questions that's specific to the item that you clicked on, in this case, the scheduler. So we can see, how to work in the day view, how to get more details about a particular event, how to create or modify jobs within this scheduler. So there's a lot here. So most of what's necessary to learn how to do things, even in a fair amount of detail, is available through this help mechanism. Again, it's available everywhere. All the forms, everything that you open up typically has a question mark that you can click on. I also mentioned that we have tooltips, that the fourth built-in help mechanism. You probably noticed already, when we clicked on icons, that if you put the cursor on an icon in various other objects, a pop-up appears that gives a single word or phrase explanation for what that icon or function is all about. There's also a lot of help available on our website, www.workwellsoftware.com. A lot of resources available there to get you familiar with the software and even give you a fair amount of detail on how to operate it and what it's really capable of. When you finish using the WorkWell Command Center, don't forget to log out. There's a login button at the very top right in the banner area. It's also at the bottom left. That vertical column of page navigation icons is located at the very bottom of that. So thanks for viewing this tutorial. And please watch some of our other tutorials. There's many that will help you to understand how WorkWell software operates. And don't forget that within the software, there's ample built-in help and learning aids. And our website, www.workwellsoftware.com, has a fair amount of material that gives you an overview of the software and some detail about how it operates.